Thank you again for being here. A hard-fought football game Saturday with Northwestern. I thought it was a great defensive struggle. I think in the first half, we really couldn't really get anything really going offensively, and when we struggled in the red zone, we got to be able to capitalize on that. We got to be able to put 7 on the board instead of having kick field goals. But it's good to have a kicker, obviously, like Ryan Adams, and been as consistent as he's been all year long. Fabulous day for him. Obviously, kicked 3 field goals and one for school record of 55 yards. And a huge night for him. Huge night when you're speaking of it. Obviously, Denzel Thompson has 2 picks and 2 block kicks. Unbelievable night for him as well. I thought I thought defensively we played really well. I thought offensively we moved the ball well early. Just didn't get the ball in the end zone when we got in the red zone, and then didn't get a lot of plays in the second half. I think we ran 22 offensive plays in the second half. Some of that's again they fake 2 punts, convert 2 punts, get an onside kick. We muff a punt inside our 5-yard line. Thought that point at 30-8, thought we had control of the ball game, and then you kind of let somebody fight back in it, and you got to be able to put the nail in the coffin and in that way. I said. Are we playing our best football? No, but I don't really, not necessarily if you're ever looking to play your best football in September, we just got to make sure you want to see us play a little better, and you want to be a little more consistent and not make some of those mistakes we made or lose a onside kick the way we did. You can't do those type of things. So I'm proud of where our kids work. I'm proud of they play hard. I think we got a lot of bright spots, and I think when things start clicking, whenever that is, I think we're going to be obviously a very explosive football team. Any questions?
How do you compare Lamar with Northwestern State?
Probably pretty similar. Really are. They defensively, they got a big front. Got some real skilled guys in the secondary. I think defensively they're really good. I think they're a good football team. I think offensively their quarterback gives them a chance to do some things. They do have some athletes. They got some kids that can run. They're explosive players in the offensive skill position. But I think obviously it all usually starts with your quarterback, and he's a competitor, and he throws. He's very accurate throwing the football, and he can move in the pocket and escape the rush and do some things. He had a real explosive at the end of the year last year, and right now he's had a pretty explosive whatever first 5 or 6 ball games they played in. He's a really good player. So I think it's Southern Conference football. You get in there, and everybody's going to have playmakers, and they're going to play well, and they're going to be good on both sides of the ball, and that's just kind of the way I think it is on a week-to-week basis.
How does he compare with Atkins? I mean, I think he's a little more elusive.
I don't know. I mean, Atkins kind of, he's got a way to get out of trouble. He does a good job of that. He did it against us all night long. I think there's probably 5 or 6 sacks I think we had that he gets out and finds somebody or throws the ball away, and really did a good job of avoiding some trouble. And he's a lot like that. I think he's a savvy kid. He's a kid in this conference that you can win with.
What did you take from watching the film of them against Abilene Christian? What were your impressions from that kind of looked like a defensive score?
Yeah, it was. I mean, again, I thought Abilene's a pretty good football team. I thought probably the best thing probably for Coach Woodard was that they came down in the fourth quarter, come back from I think 9 points down in the fourth quarter, come back to win that ball game. Those are big things when you can come from behind in the fourth to win a game. That's pretty good stuff for a football team. It instills some confidence in your club. So I think right now, they're in the thick of things. They're fighting to stay in the conference race. So I would expect to go there and probably see a little confident football team. The team we're going to walk into Lamar, they're going to be confident, and they're going to play well, and they're going to be up for us.
You mentioned the offense not having a prolific night. Obviously, it's not going to happen all the time in the conference.
Right.
Talk about the job that your defense did in the special teams in terms of either scoring points or taking points off the board, the block kicks.
Yeah. Well, that.
Up short field, maybe.
Yeah.
To when you did score, but they seem to take a bigger role, offset the offense a little bit.
Yeah. I think there was obviously some huge plays in special teams in that ball game that obviously they impacted the game. For us, it was taking 7 points off the board for them potentially. 2 blocked field goals and an extra point. Those are huge plays. That's potential 7 points right there. The kickoff return to answer their touchdown. Xavier Overson brings the ball 90 yards back and sets up another score. I think that's obviously a huge play in our favor. There was some negatives also. We muff a punt in our 5, give them 7. They convert on 2 fake punts. That can't happen. Those really, that and onside kick. Those are 4 possessions that our offense should have been on the field. And that'll kind of stifle you from having a prolific night, because I think really if we get that ball back to them a couple times, we'll probably go score a couple more times, and the ball games ends up being 40-something to 8, and everybody says, "Wow, everything went hunky dory."
You think at 30 to 8 the kids let up?
No, I think it was Northwestern just playing hard, continued, and took some chances and gambled a few times, and it went and worked for them. And then also the muff punt was really a factor of the wind. The ball kind of tailed from left to right, coming down on him, and he just loses it at the end of it. And he's trying to make a play. We stressed how important it was. We want to field everything. We don't want them down that ball inside. Obviously down in that ball at the 2-yard line. So he's trying to field it, make a play, and it just gets away from him.
I know you were concerned about the matchup with their defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
The way the game started out, I think what, 3 or 4 penalties in there that kind of short-circuited drives, and it looked a little bit ugly early on. But I think on balance, you're probably happy with what the offensive line was able to do.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think facing the caliber of defensive line they were and how good they were, I think our offensive line did a good job. I mean, I think we kept the pressure off to a minimum. I thought we ran the ball effectively on first downs, and those are huge. I mean, if you can do those 2 things, you're pretty effective against their D-line. So I thought we did a good job of that.
Not having all those second-half plays kind of contributes to that, lack of yardage and all that. But
Right.
Overall, offensively, do you discount just because of the defense that you played, or the production wasn't as good?
No, I mean, because I think we're always going to steer back to us and the things that we could have controlled and made it different. And there's opportunities for us to continue drives and not make it 1st and 20 with 2 penalties. I mean, that kind of kills it right there. And we did plenty of things that obviously we had opportunities to make it a higher scoring ball game, and we just got to continue to improve and continue to work on it.
How's Luke starting?
He's got an AC sprain, so that's kind of a day-to-day. It'll take him a couple days before he feels all right, and we'll kind of know on Saturday. Hopefully by Saturday, know if he's okay or not.
You guys gonna get Harlan back? Yeah.
Harlan back, yeah.
He'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
He will play, or
Well, he's going to practice, and then we'll see if he's ready or where he's at. But he's cleared. He was cleared Saturday, actually. But we hadn't practiced him and stuff, and we didn't want to throw him out there.
those ACU, they've got their quarterbacks. I think leads the league in passing efficiency. Lamar's defense was able to, they held them to 21 points. Anyway,
Yep.
So I'm wondering what Lamar does defensively.
Very similar to what we just saw with Northwestern. I mean, you start seeing people maybe, I don't know if it's that copycat, because Lamar's been doing it for a while. They're an odd front team, bring pressure, and play a lot of man on the back end. And they got the athletes to do it, and they got some guys up front that are big, stout guys. So, so traditionally they've been a really good defense over there. So they got some pressure on him, and their Abilene's receivers couldn't, One thing about man coverage, if you're not fast enough to get open, you can't. And they couldn't get open. So.
They did it with pressure, or they did it with their rush?
No, they did a lot of 4-man rush and bringing pressure. And, they did some 4 or 5-man, but it wasn't like we weren't paying any attention, just coming after them. They played a lot of one high coverage and just manned them up.
Coach, is your defense where you want it to be right now?
No. I think we're really close. I mean, I think we can be really special, but You know, if you're going to be really special, you're going to, you know, I'd be happy if you scratched off the last drive, and you know, probably that. I think we're capable of doing a lot more. I mean, I think we're very capable of not allowing, you know, less than 100 yards a game in rushing. I don't think we ought to be giving up that much. Just because we have a veteran group of ball players, and that's the one thing about having veterans. When you have veterans, they shouldn't be those mistakes. They're playing well. Don't get me wrong, playing well, but the bar we've set is we want to be the best, not good, not great, but the best. And so we've got 6 more games to get into that category to make sure we're the best.
What about their ability to be playmakers and produce your points? I mean,
Oh yeah, we've done that.
You just get an interception, but you take it to the house, or
Yeah.
like I said, take it, scoop and score. You can put up 6 at any time with those guys.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. I think we have an explosive. I think we have good players. I think I think we're very solid across the board. I think our guys, you know, I think we're very good. I think we're one of the best defenses statistically right now. It's not showing it because we have made some mistakes and points or yards or whatever else. But I think we're capable of obviously hunting that into the prize and saying we want to be the best.
You kind of touched on it a little bit with Linville's game. You got an opportunity to start. I guess if you see him, you know he's a talented guy, but everything just kind of came together.
Yeah, it did. I mean, I think those are one of those. I mean, those are. It's a pretty unbelievable game, you know. Anybody does that. You have I mean, if you have multiple picks, but in multiple picks, you had 2 blocks, 7 tackles, played really well. It wasn't just the picks. He played really well all night long. His guy wasn't open most of the time. That's why they weren't throwing to him more. You know, he just did a good job of playing run support, everything, you name it. He was playing lights out. And you know, we talk about those are breakout games for an individual player. He's been a good player, but he's never really had that, you know, that whole game where wow, he just, you know, wowed you, and he definitely did that. So now we expect it from him every week.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure, no pressure. That's what we want.
Do you see a key matchup in this game Saturday? Is there an area that you're really curious about how you match up?
I think. I don't know if there's a key, like a one person. I think as a group, the test is going to be how can our receivers get open versus their man coverage. Can we do that? How well can we block? You know, their nose guards are really. I think he's a really good player. They got some other D linemen. They're really good players, but that nose guard's difference. I mean, he may be one of the best in the conference. And so, how are we going to handle him? Are we going to let him be an impact, pressure us? You know, what are we going to allow him to do? Can we handle him inside? Can we handle their front? Can we get open in man coverage? Those will be huge for the night. If we can, we're going to have a great night. You know, and I think defensively, I think the big thing still is going to be I think it's us making them one-dimensional. We can take the run away and eliminate that. They put them in 2nd and long, 3rd and long, so we can put our ears back and now go get him and play different types of coverages and mix it up on the guy. Then I think we're going to have a chance to have a lot of success on the defense side of the ball.
I'm struck by similarity in last year's Northwestern State game. You guys kind of really took off after halftime. Devils, I'm to understand an epic halftime speech by the head coach in that game. I wonder what the tone and tenor of this year's was, if it was a little more business-like, or if it was, you know.
No, it was, you know, I thought, at times you get different things. I thought, you know, last year when we played over there, I think we played lethargic in the first half and played uninterested in the ball game. And you got to grab their attention at sometimes. And then, you know, this is that I thought we were playing our tails off. You know, we got to find ways to get it in the end zone. I thought Northwestern, I knew going into the game, they were a much improved football team. They were a lot better than they were last year. And they were playing inspired football. You could tell that the way they were handling themselves, the way they played, and you know, the hostility of the game. That you know, they were playing inspired football. This was their Super Bowl. They were coming out, and you know, they were rolling all the marbles out. And so I thought at that point, what we need to do is we're still maintain composure, because you're going to be in some hostile situations, and we can't let it slip up, and you know. And I just thought we just need to keep plugging away, and we were in good shape. So.
one thing too that we've talked about this, that in-state rivalry thing, and it does seem to ratchet up the intensity and all that. Any concerns about now you're going to step off against Lamar, which is not
Not an in-state game, yeah.
Not one you have to really pump your team up to
Right.
play Northwestern State, but maybe
Yeah.
Lamar, especially in this circumstance on
Yeah.
the road, coming off that win.
Well, I mean, again, for me, I mean, we didn't really try to get our guys up for the Northwestern. I mean, that wasn't it. And I'm not much big into that.
That's what I mean. They do it themselves.
Yeah, they're going to do it themselves. I'm trying more times than anything. We're trying to calm them down, because if you don't, then you got that roller coaster ride. You can't go up there. You can't play an emotional game. Get skyrocket. They'll win for the Gipper. You can't do that. If you do that, you're going to have an emotional down, and that's what you need, a roller coaster ride. And it's all across college football, and somebody beats somebody, but then they turn around and lose to an average Joe the next week. You don't want to do that. It's kind of it's a fine line to walk, but you got to play it even kill. And then obviously there's going to be the times where you can't calm them down. They know what's at stake when they see that film, and they see somebody. The camera doesn't lie. They put it on the film and they say, "Holy crud, these guys are really good." And they know when they got to turn it up a notch.
Do you like how your team handles that circumstance?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. The only thing, like I said, the only thing we got to be we get careful of, because I think, like I said, was a lesson learned. Was we learned, I think, in the SEMO game, was they were playing a Super Bowl and we were playing a game, and that doesn't work. I mean, there's times you got to be able to turn it on to make sure they realize that you're the boss out there, and I don't think we did that. And if you do it too long, they play above themselves, and next thing you know, they got a 12-play drive and they're winning the ball game.